What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Happy Sunday fun day. This is the come up, and you're in the right place if you're looking for TA, but we're about to get some music playing here. You know your boy is a recording artist and make music about crypto and finance. Nothing I say on this channel is financial advice, but what we're going to do is get right into the charts here in just a moment. You see we got a bunch of them here. We're going to let everybody join first, and in the meantime, I'm going to drop this song that I got here with my man Crypto Face called Join the Market Cipher. Let's get it popping, y'all. Yeah.
With Cassius Cuvée. Yeah.
Join the market cipher.
Big day today, big show today, y'all.
Join the market cipher.
Enjoy these tunes while we get everybody warmed up.
Join the
Hit 'em up, what's poppin', man?
I love the adrenaline trades. I'm winning and my indicators say when to start and to finish them. Swing trade more on point than a pendulum live stream every day. 100K minimum. Come along for the ride. I'll be giving you the guide while my brother on my side. Green candles on the rise. Yeah, the time has arrived. Trade $1 million live. Better yet, make it 5. I hit the green dot and take off like a slingshot. In the background, you can hear that my beats hot. Cash came.
Checking the Discord. Everybody's doing it big in there.
Bitcoin pop, now it's headed for the treetop. If you think not, then you living in a dream shop. I predicted this, you can check the X screenshot. Price going up, there's been colon D-top. Where the fear go, now with a peer low. Check my channel, I'm a Discord hero. Ice cold veins with a mass sub-zero. At a milli, I'ma take it off on my beard show, huh? I got it locked, but some wanna take my key and try to trade like me with a fake ID, but they can't quite be, cause I'm crypto face, no KYC.
If you wanna get paid, then you gotta win trade, so
Join the market cipher.
Yeah.
If you wanna get gains, then you gotta get trained, so
Join the market cipher.
if you don't wanna lose cash, then you better move fast and
Join the market cipher.
if you wanna DJ on more than a weekend,
Join the market cipher.
Cuvée enjoying Momo, diving in the FOMO, living in the future like a 30-44 flow. If you didn't catch it running back and playing slow-mo, ride the blue wave or go broke like a hobo. Be a
Yeah.
big dog, not a small-time guy like a bonsai. Why? I'ma call my guy. Hit
What's up,
crypto face, hit
blockchain
him on my
cowboy?
side when I see
Happy
Bitcoin
Sunday
hit an
fun
all-time
day.
high. When the bullets in the prime and it really is sublime, every ticker gonna climb and you finna get a dime. When I'm winning all the time, then the women wanna die and I got bitches on my line, but there's digits on my mind. I'm hung up with only one indicator, gotta dodge the imitators cause it's really nothing greater. I'm inadvertently gonna intimidate a hater. If you grow on me to data, I might have to hit her later. See the blame is in the games cause I claim that I like her, but stuck too deep in the game to go wipe her. When scalping, I got that aim like a sniper. This ain't FA, but I'll train your advisor.
Train your
100
advisor.
Leverage got the speed of a viper. Glued to the charts, got a pee in a diaper. Only look away when I step into the booth, and it's time to put a real MC in a cipher. If you wanna get paid, then you gotta win trade, so
Join the market cipher.
What's
you wanna
poppin',
get
y'all?
gains, you gotta
Sunday
get
fun day
trained,
with
so
your
Join
boy
the
Cassius
market
Cuvée. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let the beat play out, man. Happy to be here today, man. It's kind of crazy. I haven't talked to you guys in a week, man. I'm doing the Sunday show, Sunday Fun Day show. It's gonna be called, we rebranded it. It's called The Come Up with Cassius Cuvée. You feel me? How's the sound, man? The chat, do me a favor, let me know how the sound's sounding. If the mic is too loud, just right, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put on some background music in a second here. Just play this song one time, let everybody join. We got some craziness going on in the market, y'all. If you've been following me all week, you know that I've been bearish. You know what I'm saying? And it's finally starting to play out. As I called it out in the Discord, I was a little bit early. It happens sometimes, but I give you fair warning, and I always proceed with caution. And if you guys saw my interview with the Flopping Groper, that's Crypto Face's brother. If you guys don't know, make sure you follow the Flopping Groper. He calls me Cassius Cuvée. You know, that's pretty funny, too, because like I said at the beginning, I said nothing I say is financial advice, but if I had a passion for this, the reason why I like to live stream and educate folks is because I want to protect you from getting wrecked, all right? I love teaching people how to make money. I love teaching people how to have financial freedom and basically, you know, take your own, you know, bills into your own hands, you know? But most importantly, I don't want people to jump into this thinking they're going to get rich overnight and fuck around and lose all their money and get wrecked. You feel me? So Cassius Cuvée, I'll take it. I think that's pretty funny, to be honest with you. But the thing is, it's very important because the most important part of this game is if you don't lose, you will eventually win. If you avoid those massive deficits, you will eventually win. And we're going to talk about that. Everything is risk management. Everything is bankroll management. We're definitely going to talk about that today on the show. And I got a prime example. I mean, you guys know I'm green, all right? You know I'm green right now. I've been bearish, recently bearish. This is not like the whole market's collapsing. This is like, if you guys know me, I'm a swing trader, but short term, like weekly cycles, if you will. And I'm definitely a scalper. I like to go in and zoom in. All right, I've got some great feedback in the chat. Appreciate y'all joining me here Sunday Fun Day to come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. Next Sunday, y'all. Next Sunday is the first day that I'm really going to unleash the beast on them. You feel me? I'm going to tease it for you guys today. Next Sunday, though, is when I start dropping the weekly recap raps. So you're going to be tuning in every Sunday. You're going to tell your friends and your loved ones and anybody who wants to really get it in on the weekend for crypto, tune in to Cassius Cuvée because I'm going to drop some hot lyrics for y'all every Sunday. That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to start ramping up. I have more interactive games. Oh, I got to announce right now in the Discord. For everybody in the chat, if you're also part of my Discord, my admin is starting a game halfway through the show. So we're going to give everybody a chance to join, but it's going to be a live action game. Pretty straightforward. If you're in the Discord, you're going to fill in the blank. But, if you're in the Discord, I won't give it away too much. But we're going to do that right at 12:30. If you guys in the chat can remind me, I should get the notification here on the screen as well. Got a lot of screens going at the same time here. But without further ado, I'm going to get into the charts here. This is Bitcoin, diving on the weekend. I want to show you guys a couple of things. And I'm glad you liked the interview, too. We got some respect in the chat there for the interview with me and Flop and Groper. Appreciate him for joining the show. Shout out Flop and Groper. And also everybody who tuned in and watched it. We did a pretty deep dive on his strategies, as well as I made him kind of give me some specific tips, just like in general, just some basic shit that you guys can add to your charts. We could go over stuff for the charts all day long, but this gold line on my chart here is a 5-day moving average. Again, we could put a million lines on here if we wanted to. I got them all hidden right now because it's just too many lines. You see what I'm saying? I don't think my personal approach to this to trading in general is less is more. To technical analysis is that less is more. And in my previous, it wasn't until last week that I actually turned on this Bitcoin CME gap. I'm going to leave it on, and I'm going to tell you why, right? It's kind of perfect, too, because now that I'm doing a show on the weekend, we want to see this CME gap right here. So this is an indicator that you can turn on. This is what it's called right here, Bitcoin CME gap. It's by, can't even see the name here, neobutane. Okay, so if you guys want to use the same one I'm using, that's it. We got Henry in the house. What's popping, Henry? What's popping the King's Mentality, Edema, T5? I can't pronounce everybody's name on here, but appreciate everybody joining the chat. And a reminder again, at halfway through the show, there's going to be a game in the Discord, basically like a contest. So it's going to be like in real time. So anyways, I want to talk about the CME gap real quick, but just in general. First, we want to go over the basic technical analysis. Let me close this, minimize, I should say. So this is the price chart. This is the oscillator, right? You guys know me by now. I don't do nothing up here without looking down here first, right? I always say this is 80% of the cake and this is 20% frosting, okay? But I want to kind of introduce this to you guys. If some people know the CME gaps, not everybody does. I was a little late to the CME gap party. I'm not necessarily a true believer that all gaps must be filled, but there is some sort of a statistic. I'm pulling this out my ass right now. I can't remember what it is. Everyone loves to say 86% of the time gaps get filled, something like that. But basically, the CME is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange that trades Bitcoin. And on the weekend, it's closed. And so, this line here represents when it closes, which is like 3 p.m. my time. I guess it's 2 p.m. maybe because daylight savings time. I don't know if the difference, but it says 1400 right here. And then what happens is the price will move over the weekend. When it reopens again, which would be tonight, I guess, then there'll be, in this case, there'll be a gap that'll say, okay, price is below where it was when it closed. And a lot of theories say that let's say we're even in a downtrend, price will retrace the gap like at some point before it comes back lower. But there's not an exact formula as to when that will happen, okay? and not all gaps get closed, and then sometimes they come all the way back and they get filled again. And they say, we finally filled the back gap, but that could be weeks later. So, it's one of those things that I personally cannot trade off of it, but I'm cognizant of it. There's so many things like that. One of them is this 5-day moving average, right? And I talked about this with Flop and Groper. I'm going to bring it up real quick. He actually did a little bit more fine-tune. I swore I got this from him, but I think he probably just gave more than one on his original assessment on how to do it. So it's just an SMA, which stands for simple moving average. These, if you take a look, take a screenshot or something like that, this is how I did it. Basically what this is the time frame is on the 1 hour, and there's 120 hours in 5 days. And so basically this is smoothing it to be basically it smooths this line so that the whole point of this is that this line is always on the exact same place no matter what time frame we do. Whereas if you just did a simple moving average and it was not on a fixed time frame, it was on a fixed if it said chart, which is like the default. What are we doing here? If it said chart, it'd be the default. And you don't want it on chart. Right down here, it would say chart, this one up here. That's the default. I like it like this, how he has it, which is fixed, because now it's no matter what time frame I'm on, I know where the 5-day moving average is, you see? Just like it's always here, right? So that's just a thing that Piano Matty B in the house. Woo! Oh my God. Okay, now Piano Matty B. I got a quick story about Piano Matty B. If you guys don't know Piano Matty B, he plays piano while doing technical analysis. All right, nothing like I ever seen before or seen since. Okay, first of all, he's funny as hell, but he can like sing and play piano while he's explaining all this shit right here that I'm explaining. Okay, for me, I can't really freestyle and explain the charts as well as he can freestyle and sing while playing the piano. So shout out Piano Manny B. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and check him out, because it's one of the funnest things to watch when you're doing crypto. Is somebody as talented as him as a musician give you the morning TA or whatever he's on. You know, it's like it's he's funny too, yo. Yeah, heck yeah, I'm going to Vegas, baby. I'm gonna be there. I'll see you there then, man. If you're gonna be there, Piano Man, we're going to Vegas. So in this month is the Bitcoin conference, and I am going to Las Vegas. So I haven't seen a lot of people in person, in real life, as I like to say, in a long time. So I'll see you there. I look forward to it. Okay, so just real quick, we're going over CME gap is right here for a show. Piano Matty B. I can't wait to see you, man. This is the CME gap, right? So this is down. Now, the other thing I always like to talk about, so real quick, just so you guys can see, this is my breakout prop. If you watch the video I put out, I think it was on Friday. I can't remember when I put it out. No, it wasn't Friday. It was a while back. One of my last videos was about breakout prop, and it was basically, I said, look, I'm gonna start a new evaluation, right? And the point is, because in the last stream, I gave you guys an example of how to avoid getting breached, right? I don't want people to get breached. Breakout prop is when you get for $800, you can get an evaluation, and if you pass the evaluation, they give you $100,000 to trade with. That's just it in a nutshell. There's a little more detailed rules, but basically, you got to get 10% before you lose 6%, or before you lose 4% in a day. So if you lose 4% in that day, people get breached. And so I came up with it's a basic bankroll strategy. This is not technical analysis, but I started this new one to show you guys in real time how I just set it up. Okay, it wasn't about that video, just for clarity, because some troll was on there not understanding what the point of the video was. The video was to explain how to make sure you don't get breached in one day. And it was basically just a 2-to-1 risk versus reward ratio, where if in the first day, if, for example, it's just an example, you set up 3 trades and you have your stop loss at negative $1,000, it means that if those hit, you can go to sleep or do whatever the hell else you want to do. If those hit, you're only going to lose $3,000 that first day, and you're going to be negative $3,000, and it would suck, but at least you're not negative $4,000, or you're not averaging down. You have a strategy in advance, you stick to it. And then the next day, if somehow that happened, and then it was 2-to-1, so if you won $2,000. Then the next day, you could do the same thing again. And my point was this: if you lost all 6 of those trades, you probably need to reevaluate how you're doing technical analysis, and and it happens, but it gives you a little bit of discipline on the bankroll management side of things. Now, if you win half of those trades, you're going to pass the evaluation. You're essentially going to be rich forever. So I always talk about this no matter what strategy you choose to do. You can use one of my strategies, someone else's strategies. You always got to have bankroll management built in there. And that way, it will protect your downside. And the good thing about Breakout Prop is they teach you to trade with the trend. I got to say also, aside from not financial advice, I am an affiliate with Breakout Prop. That is my affiliate code at the top. If you use it, you'll get a discount on every evaluation. And I will get a little commission that will help the channel. But basically, I'm showing you guys how to do it so you don't get breached all at once at least. That's kind of the whole point, is because if you lose 6% overall, 6,000 in my case, 100K case, you can do that over 2 days or multiple days, but the 4,000 is only in 1 day. So no matter what, you don't want to lose 4,000 in 1 day. So that's what that video is about, and this is the continuation of what's been happening, right? So you can see it here. I'm up $6,500. I lost out on the virtual trade, which is the first in the video. It really was kind of in haste, more or less, just to give you guys an example. Not too worried about it. This is the evaluation. I'm confident I'll pass the evaluation. I would have passed it by now. Obviously, you can see I'm up $6,500, but that virtual trade was one, and it goes back to what I always tell you guys. How many times have you heard me say this in the video, in the live stream, in the chat, on Twitter? Go long strength and short weakness. That's what the shit coins are for, okay? So I don't short Bitcoin, okay? I don't short Bitcoin, even though finally Bitcoin's breaking to the downswing. I short shit coins. And this is my list that I chose this time. Now, here's the thing. Virtual was a bullish ticker. I didn't have no business trying to short that one. But the point I was trying to make was that there is a balance, a basket. This is why I diversify the shitcoin. So even if let's say you didn't do 3 trades of minus 1,000, you could do 6 trades of minus 500 would be where you set your stop loss. You could do that too. The point is you're not going to lose more than a few grand in a day, and then you got another $3,000 for the following day. So my other ones all were bearish tickers, did what I was supposed to do. And this is how they turned out. They're all pointing down. Now, the irony, the one that is not being bearish enough, which I thought would be, is Ethereum. But again, this is why we're diversified, right? So APTM up a few thousand, this is each one of those. STX, I kind of got on that late. It's kind of some bonus money. Started throwing on some more bonus money once I saw we were confirmed bearish. Let me see here. So let me go back to TradingView for a second here, right? And check this out. So, so here's the other thing. In my Discord, I did want to show you guys this. For anybody who doesn't know, because I gotta make it more clear for you. In the Discord, I have a thing that has like bullish tickers and bearish tickers, a channel. This is bullish tickers. So they're not, this can change, all right? I'm giving you fair warning, this can change, but this is what I'm seeing in like the recent times, the recent days. So you're going to keep an eye on them and see what new updates come. You could check yourself, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. But just in here, just so, I got a long list here of like a million tickers I'm looking at, just so you don't have to look at all of them. I'm giving you a shortcut in the Discord. It's right here. Oh, one more thing I got to mention, the way you join the Discord for free. So the Discord's $99 a month, but I'm giving everybody access to it for free, at least the first 50 people. All you have to do is use my Phemex referral code in order to create an account there. It's an invite link. Now, when you use Phemex to sign up, with my invite link, you get access to special bonuses. So basically, it's kind of a win-win. You guys get something. I don't get paid in a commission for it initially. The way it works on Phemex is you get like a small percentage of trading fees. But it's basically set up so that you could create a Phemex account for free, and then you use that user ID, and then you can jump into my Discord for free. There's like a bot that verifies it. So anyways, I help out my community a lot. I'm active in the Discord. You guys know I'm waking up at 4 in the morning and shit. I don't know why these days, making up 3:30 and 4 and shit. And I'm like immediately looking at TA and putting my thoughts in the Discord as soon as I wake up. So I'm there for my community. Now, here's Phemex, okay? Now, Phemex, you can see I'm green on pretty much everything except freaking Ethereum. Like, you gotta be kidding me, right? The one. But I'm doing okay, right? I'm green on everything. You see stuff is finally breaking my way, and now I'm gonna show you guys how and why I knew that was gonna happen, or at least so I thought it was highly likely. First of all, right, the number one thing, I am shorting coins that have been bearish, and the way you would determine that, okay, well, what's been bearish and what's been bullish, right? Well, all you got to do is look at recent times. Now, first of all, Bitcoin is bullish. This whole cycle, Bitcoin has been bullish as hell. So I'm looking for the shit coins that have not been. And let's say this is recent times, right? So this is since this little pump here, this pump, or just big pump, I should say, this big pump here, and then it was kind of in chop mode, and then it broke up here, what was that, Thursday, and now it started to finally come back down. Now, I was looking at the daily charts, but real quick, I just want to compare Bitcoin to Ethereum, just to show you the way I can determine, and you can see immediately that Ethereum has been trading sideways compared to itself, versus Bitcoin that's been going down compared to itself. And so when I say a coin is bullish or bearish, I mean relative to Bitcoin. But what I really mean is relative to itself in a ratio, compare that to Bitcoin's relative to itself. So Bitcoin's been trending down versus itself, and Ethereum has been trading sideways versus itself. So therefore, Ethereum has now magically turned into a relatively bullish ticker. That's what I mean when I say that. And because you could say, okay, well, why don't I just look at this chart, which is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart? And the reason why I don't use this for the explanation I just gave you for determining or defining what is bullish or bearish is because this truly is like the pair of if I was swapping Ethereum for Bitcoin. As you can see, of course, Ethereum has been relatively bullish going up here just in the recent, like since this weekend, versus Bitcoin. And sure, that tells you that is that. But what I really mean is relative to itself. It's been going sideways and Bitcoin's been heading down. So now let's go through some of the other tickers, right? Boom. Shorten this one all the way to heck down, right? You know what I'm saying? This is the one that's making the most money right now. Boom. All of these pointing downward, right? We just go through them. There's DOT pointing downward. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, these have all, they ran out of gas, man. Like, I don't know how high you guys thought the shit coins were going to go, but what saved me, and this is what's very important to say, I was initially wrong about Bitcoin. That's what, and this is one of the phrases I always say, I'd rather be rich than right. I'd rather be rich than right. And my good habits and systems is what saved me. It's what protect me. You got me? So if you're out there in the chat and you kind of follow me on some of this, you're in the Discord and you've been following along, just make some noise in the chat. I just want to make sure that you guys are picking up what I'm putting down here, because this is what saved me, right? I could have been breached. I could have been breached on Breakout prop. I could have been liquidated on Phemex. But what saved me was having the good system of shorting what was weakness, except for the one coin that I was just trying to see if I could catch the top, but I was wrong. I'm not mad at it because it proved my overall system is correct, which is what we want to stick to in order to be profitable long term. So basically, Bitcoin pumped here. We're going to show it. Bitcoin pumped here on Thursday, but I didn't get wrecked. And you say, well, why didn't I get wrecked? I didn't get wrecked because I wasn't shorting Bitcoin. I was trying to short the shit coins. I was shorting the coins that had already ran out of gas way over here. These ones that I truly didn't think were going to go any higher. And so now we say, okay, well, how did you know that? Well, first of all, they had recently been bearish versus Bitcoin, which I just explained, but also then you do your TA. So the first thing you always got to do is TA on Bitcoin, right? You're always looking at Bitcoin. That being said, I'm fully aware that Bitcoin has a bullish bias, right? Bitcoin has been king. I don't really care what nobody say. We can go all the way back. I can show you. We can go back weeks and see that, right? Bitcoin is all the way back up to where it was in February, but like not Ethereum, not any of these, right? Pretty much none of these are back up there, right? So Bitcoin is clearly more bullish than the rest, right? Holding up better. But what I was really looking at, and we talked about this and talk about it, is Market Cipher B. That's the oscillator down here, okay? Now, Market Cipher B, boy, it gave us this flat-ass wave. And I even called that out. I was like, you guys, I don't like these flat waves. When they start getting flat like this, I mean, like, let's say you already printed a red dot right here. So technically you're bearish once you print the red dot. But these waves getting flat like this, not breaking down, boom. And I called this out in the last live stream. I said, you got to be careful because sometimes you catch that pump and then sure enough, it happens. So your question is like the answer, what do you do about that? Well, you either get out of your trade and you wait for your re-enter. Let's say you're up a little bit, right? Could have taken profit down here or whatever. But the other thing is you have bankroll management, meaning if you're trading in Phemex, you're gonna set your liquidation point. When you're down here. So there's this APT right here, right? They're gonna show you right here what price it would be for you to get liquidated. Over here is where you're going to set your stop loss and your take profit. You're going to want to set that. We're not on this coin here. You're going to want to set that at a level that is high enough where you're not going to get stopped out, or you're okay with losing that amount of money. In this case, I knew that I was early, so I was kind of like, okay. Either you set a tight stop loss or a long stop loss. In this case, I was like, I think I'm in a bearish ticker. I'm going to set a high stop loss just in case there's some scam wick action on these shit coins. You got to be careful with the scam wicks. Just in case there's some sort of a quick pump, I don't want to get stopped out. That was the decision I made because I knew it was a little bit early, but I had a feeling that these altcoins would start running out of gas, except for the ones that hadn't. So I wanted to go in. I didn't want to miss it. So I did go in, and I was a little early because Bitcoin pumped. But sure enough, as soon as it started to downturn, look, Bitcoin is not even back down to where it was in here, yet coins like DOT have already broken down out of that trend. You get what I'm saying? So for me to capitalize on these shitcoin shorts, I just need Bitcoin to keep going down. And I know they're going to go down. Now, is it possible that Bitcoin pumps a little bit tomorrow morning or something like that, or even tonight, right? Maybe at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock my time is when the new crypto week starts. So that's the other thing. I'm doing a Sunday show to come up with Cassius Cuvée on Sunday because it's the end of the week. So crypto week starts actually on Monday, UTC time. It's 00 UTC time, right? So that's 5 p.m. on Sunday night for me. I'm on the West Coast, Pacific time in California. So basically, this is the end of the crypto week. Today is the last day of the crypto week. And at 5 o'clock tonight, so in 5 hours, 4.5 hours, how much time left? Oh, 5 more minutes till we start that contest. In 4.5 hours, basically, you're going to see a new daily candle, all right? And we're going to see what happens. Sometimes there's some volatility. Cleachy in the house, what's popping, man? So sometimes there's some volatility right here. And so basically, if I like to watch the charts closely, like the minute candles, when there's a new crypto day and when the stock market opens. And sometimes when the stock market closes. So that's kind of the things I like to watch as far as looking for volatility, especially when the stock market opens. But also, because it's not necessarily right at 5 o'clock, 5 to 6, sometimes there's a delayed reaction, sometimes it's an hour early. So I'll say 4 to 6 p.m. especially on a Sunday because it's a week ending. Sometimes you get some crazy volatility Sunday night, and then of course the Asian markets are opening and stuff like that too. So that's kind of what I'm watching here for Bitcoin. The other reason why I'm bearish is because I just kind of feel like the NASDAQ, I still feel like Bitcoin I should say, but crypto, actually no, I probably crypto more than Bitcoin actually. The altcoins follow the NASDAQ. And it's not that they follow it by percentage-wise, but just the general direction. The NASDAQ's had a great run up here, you guys. Yeah, he says usually, so Adama says, yeah, usually trade Sunday open for a call, and then Friday, Saturday off. Yeah. And, it's whatever system works for you. At the end of the day, everything I'm trying to teach you guys is tools that you can go home and you can and you can actually implement them into your strategy, because everybody's life is different, right? Not everybody can trade the same amount of hours that I can trade. Hell, even I can't trade the same amount of hours this week as I could last week, right? And that's one of the reasons why I also had to stop doing the daily live stream and just try to have a more impactful weekly show, is so that way I could focus on some of the other stuff I have to do during the day. And I've been really heavily focused on the trading, and look, I started winning. Although I've been doing pretty good since I started live streaming. You guys have been rocking with me. And again, in the Discord, in the general chat, give me your 2 cents, right? If I have a chat that talks about the strategy. So over here is let me pull up the Discord one more time right here. Looks like we're starting the challenge. In how many minutes? Oh no, in 4 minutes we're starting the challenge. So in the general chat, I have a thing that says, well, there's the general chat, which you can say anything you want. But then I have the market. Oh, not that one. Not that. That's when we're going to do audio. I haven't done audio yet. But here, market analysis, right? So I'm always in here putting my charts and stuff for the market analysis on here. And then in the general chat, I'll kind of drop some more of the other stuff. So yeah, here it says the game starting in 5 minutes. So that's kind of what's going on in the Discord. But if you see something that you think I'm missing, if you think I'm crazy, if you think that I'm doing something that don't make no damn sense, or why are you going long, we should be going short, or vice versa, call it out. You're not hurting my feelings. We want to protect each other's backup in here, you know? Maybe you notice a momentum wave that I don't see. You know what I'm saying? Cleachy, okay? It can be good to lock in and not be on any socials from time to time. Stop being easily influenced by influencers. Great point. Now, actually, to me, I'm going to tell you something right now. As a trader, that was the turning point for me. I sat there and I watched. I've been trading. Well, first it was stocks, hardcore in 2020. I mean hardcore, I'm talking every day, all day. And then, you know, market closes and we had the last trade of the minute. The guys I traded with were these TradFi guys, and they had so much money, man. Just imagine that you're few $100,000, whatever little money you got, and this guy's got, you know, bags of $10, $12 million. And he's like, and we're trading together, and he was like, yo, bro, can you do me a favor? Can you buy the last $500 on the last day, like at 4:59? Can you buy this trade? He wanted to make it look like it was a green trade at the end of the day on this one ticker. So when the morning opens, the last thing it looks like was momentum going in the green long. It's like, because he's got the order book, so you can see everything. We're looking at the order book. Anyway, those are some hell of a time. So anyways, I've been hardcore trading stocks before crypto since 2020. And now, like, you know, I would follow all these people so closely. Oh, he says this is going to go up, I'm going to buy. Oh, he says it's going to go down, I'm going to sell. And what ends up happening is you start trusting these fools, but you start realizing that there's flaws in their game. So if you notice, I don't ever give you guys price predictions, right? I go off of momentum. That's what I go off of. And all I'm showing you is what the momentum says, you know, and I'm thinking that, okay, so technically on the daily, the NASDAQ is going up. But just me knowing the NASDAQ, especially in this kind of weird environment we're in, is it going to go up forever? I doubt it unless we get some really big news coming. There's going to be an ebb and flow. We did break into this range I have in the white lines here, support resistance, this trading range. So we did break into that. And so what I'm seeing here, looking at, is like, you know, we could do some of these. I just think that even if we bounce up to here, we could have a reversal or something. I'm thinking this happened tomorrow, Monday. I don't think we just keep going straight up. This has not been very many red days in the NASDAQ here for a market that is not, it's already kind of on shaky ground. So my point is this. I believe if there's a red day in the NASDAQ, if there's just a red day, it doesn't have to be a collapse, okay? Just a pullback day, just from the natural ebb and flow of things, I think then the altcoins are going to take a shit. And I'm going to win this evaluation pretty quickly. That's my thesis here starting Monday. And if I'm wrong and there's another green day, a red day is coming in the NASDAQ. This ain't the peak of the bull run like before, right? Without any kind of news or any news break, just the ebb and flow tells me we're going to bounce off this line, and I think we're going to come back. Now, does the momentum wave tell me that yet? Well, not yet. It doesn't tell me that yet. Just so you know, the 8-hour and the daily is the same for the NASDAQ, right? So, you know, we're looking at things here like the 1 hour. It's a little hard to say on a weekend. But, you know, it didn't end the day strong on Friday. 2 hourly red dots here. You know, again, we had this flat ass wave down here, but like it's starting to come down. Really won't know a lot more until the morning open. The good thing is right now in breakout prop, you know, I got $6,000, you know, $6,500, $6,300 of cushion right now. So I'm not spooked. Why? Because my system kept me in place. Shorting the weakness is why I got the cushion right now. Because if I had thrown everything on Ethereum, which I thought was weak, and also it's not just shorting the weakness, it was having a diversified portfolio of weakness. I could have sworn I would have thought that Ethereum would be shit in the bed, you know? And it decided to hold up strong. So, you know, it's one of those things that, like, me sticking to my system is what is saving me right now. I'm not mad at that. Okay? I'm not mad at that at all because, that's how things are supposed to work. I'd rather be rich than right. So, basically, looks like we're getting ready to start just now. If my admin is listening, getting ready to start. So, hop into the Discord, too, while you're listening here. So, it says, your own opinions and your own money. It's your own money, man. Exactly. So, ultimately, you're going to learn your own system. And so when I stopped listening to the influencers and I got my eyes on Market Cipher B, and I'm just showing you what I'm seeing to kind of give you a shortcut, because I sat there and I watched this shit. I watched Market Cipher. Well, I watched everything, the candles, but I wanted to know when and how, when does a dot appear? And my theory is I came all the way down to the 10-minute. And I said, look, on a 10-minute dot, if I'm scalping, which is easy to do in Breakout Prop and Phemex, I like it in Breakout Prop. But if you're scalping, basically, you got to know your ticker, so you pick your position size. You say, look, okay, if I'm trading Ethereum, then it should be $3,000, whatever it is, right? Oh, and that's the other thing I want to call it, just real quick, one more tangent. It's not really a tangent here, but like, I'm up 6,300 on this, and I'm trading on $40,000 worth of the bankroll, and that's actually kind of high for me. So my point is, it's not even like I don't even have to use the whole $100,000. That's what I want to call out too. That's very important because people want to get in here, jump in here, use the whole $100,000 and they get breached hella quick. You don't got to use the whole $100,000. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to use it. So I'm only using $40,000. See, okay, my admin's calling out in the Discord. If you're there, he's ready for some games. Yeah, make sure you reply with that fire emoji, and then that way he will get the game started. Let's see here. I'm gonna show you. See with the fire emoji right here. All right. Telling y'all to join him in for the game. All right. So you're going to see, and I'll announce the winner here by the end of the show here. All right. Let's get it popping one time for the one time. So back over here on Breakout Prop. Right. I'm just going through. This one I caught on a pump. You can see I caught it up here. I was already in it over here. Averaged down one more unit. APT has been my bread and butter on this pump right now. You see I got in pretty high on these peaks up here, here, and here. This one, I already went over that. Oh, then in dot, I got in. Look at this. Look at this. Right here. I only did one trade on dot. There's only one position. Saw that extra reverse, and it was a weak ticker, so it didn't keep going up. Now, over here, we got Ethereum, which is not cooperating as much as I hoped. I got in at the bad time. I was trying to make that video, honestly, and it was I rushed a little bit. SGX, I caught in a good one here. Not bad. I don't have a big position on that. And then, oh, this one. So I had already taken profit on this and came back. You can see I took profit right at the bottom here. Got in a little bit early. It was free money at that point. And then I seen this pump here and I got in here. The specifics of the TA, we'll have to look at the charts. I do all my technical analysis on TradingView. All right. So on this one is where I do the TA. And then I'm watching this is the 1 minute chart on Breakout Prop. I'm that zoomed in. This is not. This is the 15 minutes just because I wanted to zoom out because I've been in it for so many days. I'm not even usually in trades in Breakout Prop this long. I just was so confident that Bitcoin was going to roll over that I was like, okay, time is on my side in this particular case. But usually I'm like day trading in Breakout Prop. I like to go to sleep with nothing open. But that's not this was a swing trade from all along, right? So just so you know, we went into it knowing that it was going to be a swing trade. That's why I did the minus $1,000 in each position. Okay, so just to be clear, I didn't break this, I stuck with my strategy even when I entered, even when things weren't going my way. I got stopped out of virtual. Fuck virtual. That one was the one that I kind of wanted to use as an example. It was a bullish ticker, and the rest of them are still strong. I didn't get stopped out of nothing else. So basically, I did re-enter though on some. I should say not re-enter, but added to positions on peaks like this when I realized, okay, I think Bitcoin's going to roll over and these altcoins are going to dump. And so far so good on these. And if I have a one green day against me and then goes red, I'm pretty confident that this will end up going my way again. And just for the goal on this is just to win the eval. So Bitcoin having a little pump right here. If my admin's listening, looks like you can go ahead and start the game, bro. Let's see. I'm gonna tell them in the Discord chat. Start the game. So this would be around a time point. So next week, this is what I'm doing, y'all. I'm going to be doing a weekly recap wrap, all right? So next week, we got a little preview for y'all who's tuned in today. Make sure you turn in next week, because next week, I'm going to be spitting some bars for you. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the game. It's so great that Piano Matty B joined today, because I'm going to be doing my Piano Matty B, but the rap version, which is basically going to be, spitting rhymes about what happened in the previous week and the prediction for the future, and giving a shout out to whoever's been the most active in the Discord all week long, all right? So, you might hear your name in a custom rap. So make sure you join in and stay active in the Discord, because it's easy for me to tell who's active in the Discord, because the more you talk and the more you communicate in there, basically you start racking up experience points. So basically all I got to do is look at the leaderboard, whoever's got the most experience besides me, and then they're the one going to get to shine. So you can make sure you stay active in the Discord, help other people if they have questions. Put your technical analysis in there, what you're seeing, what your thoughts are. I don't care if we argue, just keep it civil. And as you know, as I mentioned before, the way you enter the Discord is by creating an account with my Phemex invite link, and you'll get special bonuses for doing that, because I'm an affiliate partner with Phemex. I have a signed contract with them, so I'm actually an official affiliate partner with Phemex. So what you do is you take your user ID from Phemex, and then you put it in the bot, and you verify, and that's how you join the Discord for free for 1 year. And so basically, anybody who's in there can earn experience by talking. Just basically by the more comments you make, you're going to earn experience. And that's all you need right now. So I'm looking at that to see who's doing the most engagement, and they're the ones who are going to be getting the show the most love. So I'm going to go hard for my community and for my group. I answer all questions. Anybody who's in there knows that, but you guys can feel free to answer as well. That one little gatekeep I have keeps it civil, right? I have a lot of people get turned away. A lot. I'll even show you. I don't even care. I'll show you on the, let's see. Member log. Is it under member logs? Not member log, one of these logs where basically, invite tracker. A lot of people get turned away. And that's because they don't want to go through to create the Phemex account and join for free. I mean, they can pay if they want, or they can join for free if they use the Phemex. But the thing is, these are just looky-loos. If they don't have a Phemex account, then they're not serious. Like, it's not that hard. It's free to join. So basically, if you wanna join the Discord for free, that's all you got to do is create a Phemex account. But about this time, halfway through the show, is when I'm going to be dropping my rap, because I want to give everybody a chance to join in and tell their friends. And then before this show is over too, I'm going to ask for some polls in the Discord to tell me your predictions. You put them in the chat here. Tell me your predictions for next week, if we're going to be bullish or bearish, like the thumbnail said. Now I'm trying to find over here on the Discord, trying to find the games. Let's see. Because the games are, that's where you must be putting the games in, let's see, the fun zone here. Here we are. Fun zone. We got the let's see. Where's he put? Is it the trivia? Are you putting the games in the, I need to ask him if he's putting the games in the general chat, or if he's putting them in the fun zone. It'll be in there. It'll be in there. You'll see it pop up. Let's get right here. Go back to the general. Told him to start the game. All right. So anyways, let's get back to the charts real quick. Get back to the charts. All right, Bitcoin's having a pump right now, right? So on the daily, this is what we're looking at. Two big red candles. This red candle is going to close in 4 hours. If it remains red, we're looking here right in the middle. This flat-ass wave, but I think it already did its pump. Like, it ain't going to be flat forever, okay? I think we're heading lower. If not exactly tomorrow, soon enough after that. Because perhaps, for example, so for the CME gap people out there, if you are one of those people who believes that CME gaps will get filled and you trade off it, make some noise in the chat. I want to see how many of my followers pay close attention to the CME gap. Because what could happen is one of these type of situations come, and then it comes back down again, right? Because you would have to come up to here to fill the CME gap. And this is on the 1 day chart. So let's say, the thesis is that usually what happened, I won't say it happens quicker than 1 day. Ain't no telling when it would happen. And my thesis for this case, if we wanted to fill that gap before heading lower, it would have to happen sooner than later. So it would happen possibly tomorrow. And then that is my thesis on that, if it fills at all. I'm not one of those people who believes that it has to fill the gap right now. Bitcoin could come back and fill that gap in a month. I don't know when, that could happen anytime. But basically, I'm looking at these RSIs. Oh, and I've been calling out the RSIs. I got to mention the RSIs here. How many people follow the RSIs of Market Cipher B? I want to know about that too, because I think not a lot of people talk about them. That's this green one here and this purple one here. I'm going to look at it a little bit larger time frame. So I called it out in the group and on Twitter. I said, if, this is on Bitcoin, this is a 6 hour. I said, if the RSI breaks below this white line on here, the green RSI, which doesn't move as rapidly, it's smooth, it's more smooth than the other one, then we're going to start that bearish trend. And sure enough, it looks like we started the bearish trend as soon as it broke. I mean, it started a little bit before that, but that second candle, once it broke, we haven't really looked back since, right? Now, the 8 hour, similar one I crawled out. I said, for the 8 hour, I want to see if this green can make a lower low. Okay, Edema likes the RSIs to give more of a price strength and trend. Yeah, because RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. And a lot of people call it when something's overbought or oversold, but that's a little bit, that's not really true. It really is kind of it's relative strength. And so, like, if you have higher RSIs, and they're like, the RSI can't stay high. Well, yeah, because it's relative strength. But when you're looking for, okay, but when is that momentum turning? We need to see the RSI start to break down again. That's a little bit funky. You got to look at it at multiple time frames. So the 6 hour, I said it wanted to break below this white line, right? That was this. For the 8 hour, I wanted to see it make a lower low. If you look, it was making a higher high. You can kind of see right here. It was doing a little bit of a higher high. This bottom, a higher low, I should say. This bottom and a higher high. This bottom. And it kind of was going up this whole time. Even though Bitcoin had come here and gotten flat, it was kind of going up. Now it's finally broken down. And that could be the beginning of reversal. Now, obviously, we have other signals as well, which is the momentum waves, which is what I look at first. But everything on the oscillator, because the oscillator is going to tell me the direction of price. This price chart can tell me a whole bunch of other stuff, but this is why I need this first. Because these lines don't mean jack if everything is pointing downward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no reason to say Bitcoin's going to hit this blue line if everything is pointing down. Like, I'll have to make that decision. You got to show me something going up on the momentum wave before I think that's going to happen. It could happen, but, like, I don't know. Now, the other thing is this. Everything's kind of starting to point down. It's kind of the point of this. All right, I'm going to make this bigger. This is Bitcoin on the 8 hour. Because remember, 8 hour is kind of the one I like to say, like, I feel like this will probably be the biggest 8 hour wave here on this little weekly cycle of Bitcoin, where I say this trend change. And it went way up here and it's come back down. Sure, price went up higher here. Again, it starts looking like a bear div now, right? Especially on the 12 hour. But I'm going to come right back to that in a second. Also is the money flow. Now, I'm not one of those people. I think money flow is a lagging indicator. I don't think it's a leading indicator at all. Basically, not even lagging. It's just like it just kind of follows price for the most part, but not exactly. In this case, it's starting to point down. You start to notice it's pointing down. Let me come back big again. It's pointing down. The RSI start pointing down. The momentum waves are pointing down. It's kind of looking like we've peaked. You know, finally things are starting to come down here. And then you got the VWAP is usually a leader, right? That's when the VWAP crosses on Market Cipher B is the most important thing. Yosef in the house. What's popping, man? So right here, what time was that? 9 on Friday. What happened at 9 on Friday in price? Let's see. Boom. You see right here, that was the beginning of the candle. Can you guys see that? The first red candle at the top is when this VWAP came down. So the VWAP is, in the order of operations, it goes first, right? But I don't want you to just lean all the way on that because it's a little bit risky. You know, you can see it pointing down and things still go higher. So I don't want to say it. But it's not when it points down, it's when it crosses is when the moment of truth comes. That's kind of how the VWAP works. And if you look at the Market Cipher B, Market Cipher core strategy, right? So now that crossed, that was first. Then we get a red dot of momentum wave. Before you know it, money line and RSI start floating down. And price is in a full downswing right now until otherwise noticed. It also broke below we had a couple of candles below the actual 5-day moving average, right? I'm not saying things can't go below it. It has, but it was always kind of like the candles didn't close below it, not 2 in a row, you know? Now we're actually getting some closes below it. Not quite yet, I guess. Technically only one is closed below it. But this one, if it closes below it, that happened in 4 hours to 15 minutes. That'll be below it. Okay. So now that it's pointing down on the 8 hour, here's the 12 hour. Now the 12 hour looks like a bearish divergence. And real quick, just the RSIs, they started breaking down too. Now the green one, the purple one's always going to lead. The green one is sitting just at this line, but it's just below. I mean, this is a genuine starting to point down, and of course it goes here. Now the money flow is just curling over. I don't think this is enough to give me any sort of real verification. I'm just thinking in confluence with everything else, it's time for this to roll over, right? That's what I think. We'll see. Really, we're going to find out at 5 o'clock what this price action looks like, and then we're going to find out in tomorrow morning's open of the stock market. And we might even know something by 4 a.m. my time, because that's when the stock market pre-market opens. So sometimes we'll see some volatility at 4 a.m. Pacific time, which would be 7 a.m. on the East Coast, because that's when like pre-market action starts in the stock market. So that's what you'll notice there. So I've been waking up so early, I probably wake up that time too. Now, Ethereum, not so much. I'm kind of banking on the fact that Ethereum will drop if Bitcoin drops. Like all of a sudden, I really don't think in this cycle, if Bitcoin drops, Ethereum's just going to go up straight up or something like that. It ain't going to happen. It'll play catch up is what I think. That's just because it's been bearish. It's bearish until proven otherwise. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no market leader. I'll put it that way. Everything. I always say this too. Bitcoin is like the sun. It's like the solar system. Bitcoin is the sun. And the solar system is traveling around the galaxy. So Bitcoin's moving in whatever way Bitcoin moves. All the rest of the planets and the comets and stuff are following it. Okay? So Bitcoin's the big gold sun in the middle. And sure, they oscillate. They go up and down. They're not exactly following what Bitcoin does. But ultimately, if Bitcoin drops, they're all going to drop. If Bitcoin goes up, there's a chance that many of them will go up with it. So, but rarely is it that Bitcoin's just tanking and then these other ones are going to the moon. If that happens, it's like for like a day or two or a weekend or something like that. There's some anomaly, some one-offs, a new listing or something, quirky like that. But that's like, that's like when Halley's Comet decides to come through or something. That's like some weird shit. Usually everything is in an ebb and flow, and then it'll either outperform in one direction or the other, relatively bullish, relatively bearish. If Bitcoin drops, Ethereum's dropping. That's what I think. Not financial advice, right? But I'm literally betting on it, okay? So that's pretty much it for most of the technical analysis I wanted to go over today. What's up with the game here? I'm trying to see. I got the game. I don't see it in the general chat here. I got to see my admin. What's he doing here with the let me see here. Did he start in the chat? Let me ask him here. Is the game in the general chat? What's going on here with the game? He didn't tell me what the name of the game was. Now I'm thinking about what the hell's the name of the game. Let's see. So we got the, it looks like it's in here. Oh, it's in here. Okay. It must be in this one here. Gartic. Okay, oh yeah, we got the leaderboard. Let me pull up here. Let me pull up. Okay. We got the leaderboard. So, is it over yet? How many more plays? How many more? Let me see. I want to announce the winner before we get off here. We'll stay on until we have a winner. This is where I can announce the winner. So shout out to everybody who's interacting with the Discord chat right now. Appreciate y'all. I'm over here. I'm just getting used to doing games and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to be having a lot more people come in the Discord. So all of y'all are my day ones. Everybody who was in the first 50 to join my Discord they're my day ones. Okay, y'all are my day ones forever. And the show is going to be called "To Come Up with Cassius Cuvée" on Sunday. And basically, anybody who's been rocking with me from the beginning, I know who you are, all right? And there's going to be more rewards, airdrop type of stuff in the future, all right? For sure, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be doing this every Sunday, but I'm also going to be doing more promotional videos. More educational content is on the way as well. Just some specific times. By not doing a live stream every day, it gives me more time to like curate evergreen videos that people can go back and reference and learn how to basically the trade or do risk management, or maybe it's a specific feature, maybe it's market Cipher B, things like that, technical analysis type of stuff, and just in general market thoughts. But like I'm going to have a lot of, and also if I come across any more promotions and discounts. So good time to remind you guys, if you use my discount code with Breakout Prop on the screen, I'm an affiliate partner with Breakout Prop. That discount code gives you, anytime you purchase anytime you purchase an evaluation, that referral code is going to give you a discount. So you should use that every single time. There's no reason not to use it. Doesn't matter if you're brand new or if it's a new evaluation, you can always use it. Even if you got breached, you start over again. Phemex, that is to create an account with Phemex. You want to make sure that's put in there. So that way you can get into the Discord for free. But Phemex has a lot of other cool promotions coming, and they have them on the regular. I'm going to start making more content to show you guys that stuff. So for example, they have copy trading. They've got bot trading. They've got like these bracket trading things that you can use different bots and stuff for. I haven't even touched all that stuff yet, but I'm going to start getting into it, and then I'm going to make some content on how to use some of that stuff, because some of those are really cool and really fun, and you can make some money without having to do anything. And my business development manager, Kai, she's been doing some of her own trading on there and been doing a good job. So I'm like, okay, let me get my hands on some of that. Let me ask you guys a question. If I ever did the copy trading where like I can create an account on Phemex where I basically set up so you guys can copy my trades, meaning it's almost like automatically copying. So it's like whatever I trade, you just put in however amount of money you want to match it, and then I get like a percentage of your profits. Obviously, I don't get any percentage of losses, but that is how that works. From what I've been warned by, Tom mentioned this, and some other people mentioned this, say, if you don't know the person, it's a little bit risky, because somebody's always found some workaround, some kind of scam to show like their leaderboard who's been winning the most in some absurd percentile, but I don't know how they scam it, or how they pumped up on one of them and lose all the rest. I don't know how they do it. But the point is, if you do those copy trading things, you want to be careful. I would do it to somebody you know and trust. So if I was going to do it, like, you would know it was me. You know what I'm doing. You know, be pretty clear. I got it here on my on my live stream. You know what I'm saying? I got it right here to show y'all. So, I don't know if you want to trust just anybody on there. I don't want to endorse that. But if anybody's messed around with it, let me know. Put it in the chat. Put it in the Discord. I have not tried it yet, but maybe basically I'm green here, $1,700 or whatever on this. This is not my main account. But let's say this is my copy trading account. You might have put in 10 times as much money as me, and you'd be up 17,000. So that's basically how it works. You get what I'm saying? So you could actually make a lot of money not having to do shit. If you found a good trader, like, you don't necessarily even have to be like, that person doesn't have to have a lot of money if they trade. They just got to win. And then you put in 10 times as much money as them. At Phemex, people trade millions of dollars on Phemex. So you find a good trader who's consistent, you can put in some money on his. I don't know all the details of the rules, how you take profit if you want to get out early. I don't know how all of that works exactly. I'm sure you can take your money out anytime you want. I would guess that. But basically, it's one of those things that, I have to just try it. And then once I do, I'm going to start making some more content about how it works. So I see Ryan, he says copy trade is legit. It looks like he's tried it before. He gave it the thumbs up at least. Yosef, that's what we heard also. It might work with you because we know you. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of scammers on there, but if you know me, and I'm obviously being transparent here, like, you would know. And you guys know too, Cassius Cuvée, as Flopping Groper calls me. Yeah, man, the last thing I want to do is get us all wrecked. That's the last thing I want to do is get us all wrecked. So, copy trade, but I don't want to. My system, remember, what I have is more of a system. It's more of a system than it is it's like a longer term system, I would say. So I don't want to say, oh, he might have lost 3 trades in a row, or these 3 trades got stopped out. I should say it would be a loss, to be a stop. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to re-enter him. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to come back in at a different size position or something like that. It doesn't mean that wasn't part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? Cassius Cuvée. So I just have to put that out there right now, because like, just because I get stopped out of a trade doesn't mean that wasn't part. Okay, like, because sometimes I'm early, right? And I'm going to be as cautious as I can. If y'all will copy trade me, I really don't want to fuck you up. So that's what that would mean, is that I would, let's just to say it was Bitcoin, right? Let's say I this orange line, right, on this is Ethereum. This is my Phemex Ethereum entry, right? Let's just say I didn't get stopped out on it, but let's just say that, I entered here. Oh, let me pull it up on TradingView. This is Ethereum. Let's just say I had entered here on this Ethereum pump, and I thought I was going to win. This is the one. Oops, went all the way back, and let's say I got stopped out here, we'll say. That don't mean this trade is over necessarily. Now, granted, you don't need to make it back the same way you lost it. Maybe I would go into a more bearish ticker or something like that. But let's just say I want to stick with Ethereum, and I got stopped out. You're like, damn it, this guy got stopped out. I lost that trade. The game ain't over yet. The war ain't over yet, right? Because what I was looking at was the daily. And let's say, this is what I really should have used this example. Let's say I saw this red dot on the daily candle, and I got in here, but then when it came back, I got stopped out here. It doesn't mean I'm not waiting to come back and get in like here or something like that. Because I'm like, okay, this daily, once this green ends, and this red begins, maybe I would have got back in here, and then we'll make it all the way back up, all the way down here. So I'm just saying my style of trading, because everybody kind of has a different style as far as the bankroll management side of things, is that I will cut my losses and then be prepared to get back in again. Because the last thing you want to do is like, oop, I was wrong about the trend. And then even on this daily is a perfect example. Like, you know, you write it all the way back up here and then you're negative the whole time. And then you're going to be copy trading. Like, what the hell is he doing? I don't want to do that to you, you know, unless I have a plan to either, you know, before I go in, you have the extra plan, which is like, I'm going to average down or something like that. So, you know, it's a system that takes multiple trades for it to, you know, not necessarily going to become profitable in the first trade. But even this system here, even this breakout prop, this system, I literally just made this really to make the damn video. And in haste, you can even tell how fast I'm going in the video. I just jumped into that virtual trade hella quick because I was like, oh, maybe it'll reverse. And then I was like, kind of got wise. I didn't spend hella time trying to get the perfect position sizing and all that stuff, which is what you're supposed to do. I was trying to make an example here because I was like, look, if I lose $1,000 in virtual, not a big deal because I'm going to pick these other bearish tickers and those are going to make it back up for me on the other side. And that's kind of basically what's happening here. I have not passed the evaluation yet. This is a two-step. So I only got to get to 5,000. This has to get to 105,000, and then I'll pass the first step there, first eval challenge. And then basically, though, I'm confident that, like, you know, if we have one more red day on tomorrow or something like that, like, Dot is going to hit this take profit. Dot damn near hit this take profit right now. But, like, you know, these other ones are going to come down, and I'll eventually pass it. I would already have passed it right now. As you can see, I'm up 6,300. So, you know, that's basically the premise of why that video was done a little bit in haste and why I haven't passed this evaluation yet, even though I could have passed it right now. I was also a little bit early. You know, I was a little bit early. Bitcoin had one more pump in it, but my system of shorting weakness saved me. Like, it helped a lot. Like, these didn't go hella red. They were a little bit red, and I entered a couple more bigger positions, but like these didn't kill me. I didn't get breached, right? So that's what I'm saying. My overall system is how you make money long term. It's bankroll management, bankroll management, bankroll management. So that's basically the premise to any system. I know you guys watch other YouTubers and everyone has their own system on how they want it. We just have Flop and Grover. He shows his system. But at the end of the day, anybody who's been around this long knows that it's because they're protecting their bankroll to the downside. You don't let it run away from you because then you're out of the game. You're done. You're absolutely done. So it looks like we're getting a lot of activity in the chat, man. So shout out to, in the Discord. So shout out to everybody in the chat who's participating in the game, in the Discord. This is kind of fun, rocking with you. What I would like to do also, if you guys are listening, in the chat in YouTube, I want to know your predictions for this next week. Are we bullish or bearish? Let me start a poll here real quick. Let me start one more poll here because, well, next week bullish or bearish, and I want to keep track of who said what. What's the score? So next week, games are cooking. Anybody who's not in the Discord but reads the chat, like King's Mentality, is like, the games are cooking in the Discord. Okay, next week, bullish or bearish? Bulls on the top, bearish on the bottom. Booyah. And we're going to have some new music next week too. So yeah, I got a new poll up now in the chat. Please hit that. I'm going to keep track of this. So what we're going to start doing, Red Week is what I see too. Obviously I'm shorting the shit out of everything. I'm just like, listen, are we not due for, let me look at the 2-day. I like to look at the 2-day actually sometimes on Bitcoin as well. Here's the 2-day, okay? Look at this freaking candle. We've had a nice run up, you guys. I'm starting to see more and more calls on Twitter too for a pullback. It's like, yeah, down to, 90K before we go back higher again. Because come on, man. I just don't see any reason to be that bullish unless there's a new reason. In which case, it's okay to change your thesis if we get new information. If we get some sort of new news, then okay, then maybe we will be bullish and I got to get out of these trades, Maybe that's the case. But boy, this is the 2-day. Bitcoin has been popping. Okay, let me see. Do we have a winner? Oh, we had good members. I was not expecting this much. Okay, nice. Do we have a winner? Do we have a winner? Let's see. Do we have a winner? Did he announce a winner in the actual private? In the private Discord? Let's see. Let me scroll down here. Oh, that's Kalichi. Okay. Wait, do we have a winner? Do we? Who is the winner? Someone call it out. Let's see. Okay. He announced it in the channel. All right. Let me go back. Let's go back. He announced it in the channel. All right. I'm not following everything right in the channel. I'm looking at the charts here. We're trying to get this money too, man. So is Kalichi the winner? Let me go back. Oh, I see it's written in. Oh, okay. So shout out. Congratulations, Kalichi. Right on. So we got a winner. This is dope. I like doing this live. This is the first time I ever did. So shout out to my admin for helping me out here. Right on. We got a winner. Let me put. Yeah, 738 in the icon here. All right. We're gonna get the winner a prize. We gotta figure out what prize we gotta get a winner here. Let me ask, what do you want, man? I think normally my last prize was I did an hour of one-on-one with the winner of that contest. It was a longer term contest, the invite contest. I can't do that every time unless it's like a big contest, but I can do that this time. If you got something you want to go over on a Zoom, we can do that. For show, I'm going to announce the winner. This is what the winner's going to get. You're going to get a shout out in the song, in next week's song. So make sure you tune in next week because winner and my other top person in the Discord is going to be named in the weekly recap rap for show. Let's see here. We got the general chat. I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the Discord chat right now. I got the everybody is popping, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy on a Sunday fun day. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, I gotta go back to the game channel. Where the hell? Oh, here it is. So with 7 points, the clear winner. Okay, we're gonna have definitely more rewards coming for a show. All right, Kalichi ain't said nothing in any of the chats since then. Where's he at? One arena ticket for the prize. Well, so Ryan, appreciate you for jumping in here. I'm not really using the arena private chat that much anymore. So it's more like just join the Discord is where we're doing the activity. The arena wasn't really, it just wasn't enough traders on there. So anybody who's in the arena ticket, though, I definitely want to give them free access to the Discord for sure. I have not forgotten about my arena members. So if you're in there, Ryan, you are in the Discord, right? Say something if you're in the Discord. If you're not, we want to make sure we give you access to it. I'd like you to create an account on Phemex, but otherwise, we're going to figure out a way to get you in there, Ryan, because the arena ticket group is how I started the year, but it's just not getting that much activity in there. And the Discord is where we're getting more action. So moved everything over into one place. AI going to make a beat for the song too? Okay, well, Kalichi, you'll see. So finally, this is what's taking so long. My damn producer finally, right now. Okay, there we go, for sure. My producers finally got me some beats yesterday. Like, golly, it took forever to get some damn beats. Or the day before yesterday. So I finally got some beats now. So we're going to have some bangers. There's some AI, there's some other original stuff, but the AI stuff is not as easy as you think to make the beat. You don't just push one button. You got to, massage it and finesse it, or else I do it myself. I've made some beats on there before. It's harder than you think. So, we're gonna have some bangers though, and I got a song, coming with some people you already know, as well as hopefully filming some music videos down there in the Bitcoin conference. I got a surprise for you. I got some people you guys don't even know. I'm onboarding some women. Okay, we got to shout out to the Web3 women. Where y'all at? Cassius Cuvée is gonna bring some Web3 women on board. Okay, you better be prepared for that because I can't do the sausage fest forever. We got to get some women up in this thing. But you're gonna see me at the Bitcoin conference with some women. I'm going to bring some women as a guest on the show. That's the other thing, too, on the Sunday Fun Day show, on the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée on Sunday. I'm going to have some guests on here as well. So kind of like the interview with Flop and Groper, but I'll do it live. So we're going to do that as well. And we're definitely going to bring on some women. Not everybody is necessarily going to be experienced with crypto because I want to give people an opportunity to come on and ask me questions if they're new. Or maybe if they're not new, they just have some questions and want to learn TA. We're going to bring them on for that as well. So shout out to the winner of the game, Kalichi. I'm not sure where he's from. He said, is the name Russian? I don't think he answered that question. But even so, it doesn't seem like it's American. It's not written in our language. So shout out to the international folks. I love the fact that this is international, man. It's one of my favorite things about crypto. if you guys don't know this about me, sure, I'm a trader and we can go over the charts all day long, but I am a blockchain enthusiast and I believe in decentralized finance and the fact that it's borderless and permissionless and anybody can participate, because when I was trading stocks and then anytime there was an IPO, we couldn't participate. We got to sit there and watch TV. I'm watching CNBC every day and then talk about, oh my God, it's gone up 80% the first day, 100% the first day. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pushing buy on the damn Robinhood and this shit don't work. So basically, I'm like, crypto gives us the opportunity to get in on the ground floor. Now, do we know what's going to happen? No, we don't really know that, but we do know that at least we have an opportunity to participate. So there's trading, but there's also investing and being a part of a community that is global. And that's what I like about this. So shout out to all my international people. I know I got South Africa in the house. Before we get off, in the chat, I know we got some people out there still. Drop what country you're from in the chat. I would like to see where we are in the Discord and the chat, in the general chat in Discord or in the chat in YouTube. Please let me know what country you're from, because I would like to know, where it's popping at. You feel me? South Africa in the house. We got a King's mentality right on. Anybody else out there? The winner of the game, Kalichi, is you out there? Where are you from, if you don't mind saying? You want to just take a quick look at this. I was kind of hoping it would have been fun if this dot hit this take profit right here. I don't mind if it doesn't, because I almost just want to win everything in one go. But I would, if I win, let's see, the take profit is set at, this is how you check the take profit. Just so you guys know, once you have a position open here, all I ever do is double click it right here, or anywhere on the line, you just double click it and it pulls back up this. And you can see that this take profit already had set in here, which was this column. It's going to pay me $1,816. So if it hits, I won't be mad. But in reality, if I'm betting on this whole shit to tank, it will tank more too. So I don't know. There's more than one way to look at that. Sometimes green is green, but then at the same time, you should maybe let the winners run, I don't know. Right now, the goal is a little more simple. I just need to get to plus 5,000. I'm halfway there. So I don't know. We'll see. Really, it's Ethereum. Ethereum is the one I just need to tank, and we'll be home free. It's just that if Ethereum tanks, I know DOT will also tank more. However, I don't mind de-risking a bit, right? That's the whole point of a take profit in that sense, if you have a basket of them, because what happens is you de-risk, and then I like, well, this, let me go back to trading view here. This is DOT on the 2-day, right? Damn, DOT got a nice red dot on the 2-day. Look, the last time it did that, it did this. And this is for show. Oh, look at how it hit this line coming down too. God, it makes me want to feel like I should remove this. I got a lot of cushion on DOT being up $1,500. Makes me feel like I should remove this take profit and let it ride a little bit more. What do you guys think? Should I let it ride a little bit more, or should I keep on the take profit? Kind of going for broke on this, right? Edemas in America. Shout out to the USA. Oh, families from Russia. Okay, and partly from China. Right on. Now, the shorts are looking pretty nice right now. Let it ride. But that makes sense, actually, right? If my general thesis is that all of this is going to come down, then honestly, this should be, or we say let it ride. The reason why I really put them on, because you guys know I don't like doing price predictions. The real reason I put them on is because, like, if I go to sleep or something like that, I want to say, give me my money if there's a scam wick or something happens. You know what I mean? Like, just if I'm asleep and I take my profit and I haven't passed it, whatever, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? It's when I'm awake and when I can watch them is when I don't like having them on, because I'm like, I want to wait till I think the momentum is rolled over. But in this case, I got such a cushion right now. No, I have not taken partial profit. I haven't taken any partial profit. The reason I'm down is because that virtual trade went against me so I had no business shorting it. It was the most volatile ticker in the damn, unlike all the breakout prop. I was trying to get cute and break the rules of trading, which you shouldn't do, unless you really, I mean, here's the thing. I quote unquote broke the rules of trading in this case, and I did too much. And if I just took my initial amount, I only lost 1,000. But basically, I made up for it because I still had the system in place. It wasn't a complete dickhead. I had my system in place where I had a basket of other things to outweigh it, so I could make my money back. So I covered my ass, but at the same time, I would have passed the evaluation. So, but let this be an example. This is why I made that video. It was kind of in haste, but it was like, okay, this is why you want to kind of, you stick to the strategy. If you want to take one risk coin, okay, maybe you take a risk coin, right? It was so volatile. And I called this out, by the way, the whole entire time. I talked about this in the Discord, being very transparent. But basically, the risk was if that was the top, it was moving at such a rapid pace. And you can even see, I'll show you. Look how much it's dropped. This doesn't look like a big drop, but on percentage-wise, it is. So honestly, the real question is, see, on percentage-wise, that's 16%, just this little bit. So it's like if this is the top on virtuals, You know what I'm saying? We're looking at, 56% all the way down to come back even down to places that I think it could go lower than, So that was the gamble. And you have one gamble coin sometimes, but the rest of them are all green, but except for Ethereum. The rest of them are all green, Missed out on the weekend. Oh, Adam, you probably haven't missed anything yet. Oh, okay. And Kalichi's United Kingdom, born and raised. Shout out to the UK. Right on. We international in this thing, baby. So anyways, that was the point of that. So now let's go back to breakout prop real quick. We say we're going to let it ride. Let it ride. Okay, so let's say let it ride means 2,000 instead of 1,800. Originally it was supposed to be 1,000. It was supposed to be like 1,500 and then went to 1,000 and then it went to then went to 18. Oh, no. Originally it was supposed to be 1,000 because like 500 was my stop loss. It was supposed to be 1,000. This turned out to be a better ticker than expected. Then I was going to put 1,500 and then 1,800. So now we're going to do 2,000. So now I can click on projected profit. I just put 2,000. And now it's just a little bit lower. Shit, not even that much lower. I'll take it if it hits. Yeah, I mean, I'm green and my thesis is strong. So that's why I'm doing that. I wouldn't always do this. You guys know I like to scalp. Honestly, this is the longest trade I've been in a long freaking time. Other than my, when I caught the top on all those shorts of shitcoin, of meme coins. This trade is taking the damn longest. So basically, my thesis is that I have a very clear goal, right? Pass the eval. All I got to get to 5K. In which case, I almost don't want to have it here because I want to thing is, I need to zoom out a little bit just to do a little TA here. Let me just take a look here real quick. Where would be, if you were going to put support and resistance, right? Where would that be? Right? That's what we're looking at here. And, okay, if I was going to do, we'd say this line here, I'm right above it. Now, you guys know I'm picking something like this. It's right above this, and then let's just do it on TradingView. It'll be a little more clear. So let me pull up DOT real quick. So for people who are this is just basic. This is basic TA. I'm taking profit, so I'm a little more loose with it, right? I don't have to be quite as exact because we know what my specific strategy is. But let's put it on the hourly, and we're going to say, okay, where would we want to take profit if we were going to take profit, right? Sometimes the peak of a last one is when there's a lot of volume. If we had that little volume thing that some people use, I should put it on here. It just looks cool, but I don't really need it. You can see where the volume was, right? Here and here, here and here, right? So it's never exact science. It's usually a range. Sometimes it bounces right off your line. But my point is the top of this here. When you have Market Cipher A on, they give and then you turn it. Look, let me show you something real quick. Market Cipher A. If you turn on one of these lines, turns on that blue line. I really like it. One of these lines. I think it might be the pivot high line. Is it this one? Yeah, this one here. If you guys use Market Cipher A gives you this line, and it shows you where everything was high, the high of that candle or that zone or whatever. I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. Let's see. We got some people leading. Good stream. Okay, right on, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Be in the Discord later tonight for show. Kalichi, congratulations. We're wrapping it up here in a second. I just want to show something. Market Cipher. I like having this pivot high on because then you get to see this line here, and it's kind of like, okay, I can line up my line here. I can see this is where if I was going to put in my take profit, I could say I'm going to be just above the peak of that line. And then, of course, it combines with kind of like the other stuff, too. I like making it this color. This was my new take profit. I don't mess around with that widget thing. It's annoying. But basically, right, and you see, look, down here, you can see that's kind of a support and resistance line on the 1 hour. And things will look different on longer time frames, but that's what we're looking at now. See, it kind of price bounced off of this a little bit. It broke through here, bounced off it again. There was a little action here. It finally broke through. You know what I'm saying? This is not, there's no clear line of sight. I'm also doing that kind of for bankroll management purposes. But let's take a look here, right? 3.8207. So if I go to here and type in 3.8207, it's going to move it a little bit. There ain't no 07, so it just goes O, right? Or it'd be 1. I guess we round it up. Make me another $24. Okay, fine. Matt, we'll take off the 0. I'll take off the 0 now. What does it make me now? Another $4. Okay. So we're gonna say for that, we're gonna say maybe we're pushing out of luck, right? Did I just shoot myself in the dick? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, here's the thing. If I'm bearish, I'm bearish. If I'm wrong, then all this shit gets stopped and I'm breached. Okay. And that's the game you play, right? I mean, or I would get, if I really thought the momentum or some crazy news happens tonight or Monday, I just take whatever little profit I got and I'll reposition, That's not the end of the world. You can close everything out and start over. You know what I mean? And especially if you're green, especially if you're green. And same thing over here in Phemex, right? I'm green in Phemex. I'm up $1,665 in Phemex. And remember, this was the count started not even that much money in here. You know what I'm saying? So I got it all on the line now for this one. Though. I'm going for it. Probably more than I should, but it's working. I had high confidence in it. These are the shit coins. Other than ETH. Everybody I'm down $9 in ETH. It's not like I'm getting crushed over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thesis is that Bitcoin's going to drop. And if Bitcoin has a pullback, I got the cushion. So I'm not scared. You know what I'm saying? I can sleep easy at night. I'm not really tripping. I don't even have stop loss on all these. Some of them I do. Some of them matched up with a breakout prop. Some of them didn't. If you want to take a closer look, can you see everything I'm in? APT, BCH, Blast. Blast was one that I was like, okay, this is bullshit. This is what I was trying to do with virtual. Okay, look at Blast real quick. Look at Blast. I got in Blasted like one of these, here or here. I can't remember which one. I was like, this is fake. Give me one of these big ass pumps. I was like, come on, man. I can't even remember which one. It was one here or here. This orange line is my entry, I believe. And then it came down and fell off the cliff. I was like, this ain't the one, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't the one. So let's see. Blast. Degen. Oh, good old Degen. Of course I'm in Degen. Can't not be short in Degen. Look, Degen I did well, though. I already had taken my profit on Degen right here. Remember that? I took Degen right here, and then it came back up, and I got into it again. Kalichi has a question. Are you using Market Cipher SR? Oh, SR. I don't. The answer to that question is no, I do not. So when I first got Market Cipher, I studied it every which way I could possibly. I just can't get a handle on that. And when I say that, it's not that I just feel like I got too many conflicting signals. I won't say necessarily false signals, but kind of conflicting. It was hard for me to trade off of it. And I got to the point where I just cut out all noise. Any and all noise that I felt was not giving me the exact thing that I needed. It's not even on this one. This is Market Cipher A. It's its own thing. And I know some people use it. I can't seem to make rhyme or reason out of it, to be honest with you. I just can't. And, I've asked, this is a while back now, I asked people on Twitter and everything, like, you guys using it? How is it really working? I understand what CryptoFace says on the Market Cipher tutorial. I feel like every time I try to chase that, it would end up conflicting with something else. And that's why I like saying I simplified it all the way down. Market Cipher B is the main go-to. And what it does is it makes it so you don't have too many conflicting signals. So use whatever one you think is working for you. But what happens is you start having too many of these things, they're going to start fucking with you. And that's what's going to kind of, I don't know, it can throw you off. And so that's why I don't use it. Doesn't mean it's wrong or doesn't work. It just means I don't feel like I need it, I guess. It runs a higher chance of throwing me off more than helping me. That's my approach to that. So let me go. Ondo, good thing I took profit in Ondo up here because you see what this did. Man, that was a nice caught. It was this one I caught. And it did revisit it 2 more times, but really that turned out to be 2 more times to exit. I'm not going to short a ticker like Ondo. I think it's a bullish ticker. Notcoin. Oh, this was the one. This was the one where I said enough is enough. This is horse shit. And I didn't catch, it was one of the later ones when I got in, one of these later pumps I got in here. And then I knew this was fake. I put it on Twitter. I think it was this one. I put it on Twitter because I reposted that shit today. Hold on. I'm about to pull this up. Because I put it on Twitter like, you guys, this is fake. Hold on. This one. No. That's the Ondo trade. This one, Notcoin. The day before, you can see here, not financial advice, but really, Not is the strongest coin in all of crypto. I see an opportunity just giving y'all the alpha. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, nah, son. Because if that was, was that yesterday, day before yesterday? April 30th. So whatever day that was. Okay, so let's look. I want to see it on the chart here. When was April 30th? Here, Wednesday. So I must have got in here on this peak, right? I got on one of these peaks. I must have got in on this peak here. And then I was like, because look, the thing is, it's slowing down. See, this is the problem. Don't get in early on this. That's what happens to me sometimes. This one or something, right? Wait till this momentum curves. When it really is starting to roll over. Let's go to the daily. Let's just go to the daily. Okay. You got to see, we got a red dot here. It still went a little bit. You know, I feel like I got it. Was this Wednesday? No, the 30th. I got in this one, the 30th. I got in on this one. And, you know, I was right at first and I was wrong again. And then eventually it came over, though. But it had already done its first pump. This is the perfect example, actually. It came up here, did the retrace. Boom. You know, it looked like it was the top, but it gave us one more retrace, got the entry, and boom, all the way down. That's how every trade should be. Every swing on like you know, if you're looking at basically, let's look at the 8 hour. It gave us a lot of dots on the 8 hours doing some wonky stuff. But any trade that is like looking for like the cycle, if you will, the trend, the weekly cycle or whatever, if you think that like the move is over, it doesn't usually go straight up and straight back down again. Usually you catch one more retrace and then comes back down again. In a case like this, you're also watching Bitcoin. You know, Notcoin is a bullshit coin. So I'm like, this is like it's a button masher game on on Telegram. I'm like, this ain't everything, you know. Anyways, appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I gotta go, man. Sunday fun day. This is what we're looking. Okay, one last look at Bitcoin though. One last look at Bitcoin. Let's see if this ends up happening, right? This is kind of strong here on the 1 hour, actually. This is kind of strong on the 1 hour. This looks like it's finding the bottom here, actually. But let's just see here. If this hits off of this and comes back down again. And we'll know, right? 5 o'clock is in, you know, 3.5 hours. We'll know if this hits back down and does one of these or not. You feel me? You have a good day too, Blockchain Cowboy. Kalichi. What? Oh, let me do this. I say, what prize you want? Let me end the Q&A. And we got 71% of the group says bearish next week. I'm bearish too, obviously. You know, I'm literally betting on it. Let's see. So here's our polls here. 71% bearish. Who was bullish? Who was bullish? Kalichi, you getting a shout out in the weekly wrap next week. Whoever, I think Blockchain Cowboy might be winning in the points. King's Mentality is doing good as well. Let's see who's popping in the most in the Discord for next week. I'm going to be doing some more promotion and trying to get some more people in Discord. Now, all my day ones, appreciate if you guys can welcome anybody who's new, help them out, let them know if they have any questions. You guys can guide them because you guys know how to trade. You know what I'm saying? We're just looking for the edge. We're looking for it together. You feel me? But I'm going to have a lot of brand new people. So they might ask what seems like a stupid question. We're not gonna make nobody feel stupid though. All right, we're gonna help them out, and we're gonna point them in the right direction if we can't help them directly. Yeah, let's see how Asia goes. Right. I mean, listen, I'm expecting some action at about 4 o'clock, like an hour before. I don't know. I can't say I expect it. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen like right at 5 o'clock. You know, which would be 0-0 for Monday for the week to start. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just see on the weekly chart real quick. On the weekly candle for Bitcoin, is it going to close green or red? Well, it's going to close green, right? So the candle's going to close green, right? Unless in the next 3 hours everything tanks down here. So we will technically have a green candle, and there'll be people being like, oh, we're bullish. Well, at some point, a green candle turns about to be the top. This is not the biggest wick in the world. However, price did drop below this, but you know what? We got a few hours. Price definitely could close up here. You know, that's very conceivable, right? I'm going back to the hourly, right? Like that's likely. But we'll see. If it does bounce, okay, look at this. This little pink line, this is one of the market Cipher B. One of the market Cipher B. There's a band that comes on their default. I just stripped it down to 1 because it's just too much. But it's running literally exactly into the 5-day moving average, which is also hitting. This is talking about confluence. It's bouncing right off this line of support and resistance to keep it in this range. I'm telling you, I want to see if a bunch of money comes in to try to push it up, or if it just goes and then back down again. You know, that's kind of what I want to see here. Like you said, by 5 o'clock, by this new day, by the end of tonight, we're going to know something. I could see us even having a green day on Monday and then after that. That's what I think. Because I think if the NASDAQ tanks just for the natural ebb and flow of pullback, a lot of money will get spooked in crypto because we had a good little run here, but a lot of the momentum has ran out. And, there's just doesn't seem like there's a lot more buyers coming in right now, especially not for the altcoins, which is what I'm in. And we don't need Bitcoin to tank much for the altcoins to say enough's enough. Let me go back to the daily real quick. I mean, the thing is, we're not going to print a 2-day red dot yet. I don't think that's going to show up, just based on my experience with Market Cipher B, right? Because look at this candle. Now, this is the biggest body of a 2-day candle we've had in a long time, right? We haven't had a body that big on a red body in a 2-day candle that big since the downswing. I'm just saying, to me, that's a sign of the we have seen the top. We've reached the reversal. Even if it retraces all the way back to the top of this candle, I don't see it going to like this blue line. This bounced off that line. I'm thinking like this is and was the top, and then like, by next week we will see a red dot, or even maybe before the end of next week we'll see a red dot. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen on Bitcoin. You guys, I look at this shit too many times a day. I swear to God, checking this shit all day. It feels a lot nicer when you're up $6,000 or just under $5,000 now on Breakout Prop, and 1,600 in Phemex. It feels a lot nicer when you're winning. But I definitely check it a lot. And I still get the scalping notifications too, which tell me every hour and every 10 minutes at the end of the close if there's a dot. It won't be every hour and every 10 minutes, but it'll be every hour and 10 minutes if there's a dot. So it happens a lot. I get that notification all day, and I'm gonna be checking this shit. Yeah, we're gonna be watching this. Let's see real quick. What is the 10-minute doing on this? Okay, so here's the thing. Look, if you look at this 10-minute wave, sure, it looked like that 1 hour could push higher, but this 10-minute wave could roll over like this one, right? It was a lot of flat stuff. You got a little pump, a lot of flat stuff, a little pump. It's a pretty high wave. If it rolls over, it could come down. Now, we're not there yet. That RSI touched all the way up here, 89%, way up here. I'm just doing this for my own edification. You guys follow. I appreciate you guys rocking with me this long, but this is the kind of shit I'll be looking at all day. Like I'm like, I damn near should live stream when I'm doing this shit sometimes, because I'm just like, no, this is pretty strong though. This 5 minutes pretty strong. I don't know. This 10-minute may not roll over yet, and this is why I'm saying I wouldn't even fight this 10-minute green dot. If you were scalping, because this is why I want to wait until this rolls over. The thing is, you wouldn't be going short here anyways, because we got a green dot on the 1 hour. You see, we wouldn't want to be going short on the scalping one. FOMC this week, so expect volatility with that. I'm hoping, honestly, bro, to be out of my trade before that shit happens. Jeez, I just need one crash on Monday, and I'll pass the first leg of the evaluation. That's what I'm hoping, But yeah, FOMC. Listen, God, I hate talking about politics and stuff, but it's all intertwined here with this. And Trump said that, he'll wait. He won't file Jerome Powell because he'll wait for Jerome Powell to leave. And I'm like, yeah, well, you can't really fire him anyways, So like, what the hell is Powell? Powell's probably not going to do what Trump say or what Trump wants. Powell's going to do whatever Powell want to do. So he will probably not announce anything crazy, I would assume. Because he never really does. Like, all of a sudden he's lowering interest rates. I kind of doubt he'll announce anything like that. So which if he did, that would be bullish. But I don't think so. So, Kalichi, so if you're in Breakout Prop, you can get, if you're funded, you can have an evaluation also. So you can get, the answer is yes, you can have 200K accounts. So you actually can do that. So this one here is a two-step one. The one that I got on the screen here. Yep. So you can, if you're funded, you can get another eval. You can't have two evaluations at one time though. So I've only got the one evaluation. All right, y'all. I guess that's it. We wrapping up. This is what I'm checking all freaking day. I'm just showing. This is what I'm thinking out loud when I look at this shit. Like, I think, man, I wish I could wait 1 more hour and just see what happens right here. This does look pretty strong, but now, last night I kept talking about this line was like somebody kept fighting this down. Every time it comes, somebody fight it down. And then finally the Bears won and it broke through. They dicked around here. I want to see if they're going to fight it down again. Somebody, the Wells, we all. What Piano Matty B, so shout out Piano Matty B. The way he ends every time he does his thing is he goes, but we're all at, what is his exact words? We're all at the mercy of our psychopathic leaders. And he's like, when he's singing this as he's playing piano, talking about his TA. And basically, we're all at the mercy of the whales and, and our overlords here that control the markets and the market makers and shit, And it's like, if they want this price to go down, it will go down, Our job is to try to, predict it, which is hard. But again, this is why I like scalping. I feel like this is like, look, man, none of us are institutions here. It's like you got a big ass ship or a big ass something, humans bringing food back and forth in a big ass party, and we're like the mouse in the corner. We just run out and steal a piece of cheese and take it back to our little hole. Let me just get my little money here and there. But like, man, a mouse can do that over the course of a week or a month, and before you know it, his little nest got hell. He's living in a lap of luxury down there. You know what I'm saying? We can get rich getting our little crumbs. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to make $1 billion doing this. You feel me? Help y'all Piano Matty B. Yeah, he's the man. He's from Canada, actually. So anyways, yeah, that's it, man. We can make our money is all I'm saying. You know, like I don't got to predict every single move that the market makers are got to make. I just got to get in and get out. That's what I'm trying to do. But if Bitcoin reverts back to the mean, which it actually did officially, the 5-day mean, you know, right here, a 7-day would be a little lower. This was an anchored VWAP, but I put in literally by accident. It's still been above that the whole entire time. It could come back down here. Remember, I put that in, like I dropped it in like somewhere down here by accident. Oh, let me go back. I dropped in this anchored VWAP somewhere down here by accident. We were on the live stream when I did it. I think it was it 2 weeks ago or something? And, God, look at these RSI. Everything's coming down. I know it's the 1 hour. That don't mean shit. Let's see. I mean, look, everything is bearish. I don't really know what to tell you. You know, nothing goes in a straight line. If this wants to come back up to fill the gap, that's conceivable. You know, it's conceivable. I just find it hard to believe that we're going straight up from here. I just do, and maybe I'm wrong. But this has been some days of consistency, kind of all week. I mean, usually on a weekend, we see a little bit of a pump. This is the first weekend where we just have both red days in a row, basically. You know, we've been having red this whole weekend. That's actually kind of rare. Just, you know, things just run out of steam for a while. I got to take a breath. It's been 2 days. You can have a pullback for 1 week, and that wouldn't even be that long in the grand scheme of things. We could shoot up to 100K right after that, you know, which is why we're going to take our profits when it seems right, when the momentum, you know, we're listen, trying to call a top is hard. And that's what I've been doing basically since here. Since here, when I saw the bear div, this is on the 8 hour, right? This looked like a bear div on the 8 hour, right? That's basically what I was trying to do. That's early, though. After a move this big, it's foolish of me to try to call a top this soon, to be honest with you. It takes time. And this is why, I did want to talk about this. One more thing. I did want to talk about this because he said ETH is pumping. Let me pull up ETH. I did want to talk about this because what ends up happening is that people are late. People like you and I, the people who are watching this right now, we watch these charts every single day. Even if we don't trade every day, we watch them every day. So when we see a move like this, we're like, holy shit, like there's going to be a pullback. And eventually there was a pullback here, but that wasn't like the end of the move because what ends up happening is all the layman's and the normies or whatever you want to call them, the people who don't watch this crap every single day, they're literally a day or 2 days late. I'll put it on the daily. They're late to the party. So the people who caught this big pump, they took their profit here, and then everyone who bought in right here was late to the party. They bought this dip right here because they're 2 days late, and then it pushes up. It takes a while for this to come up and then come back down again because usually, I know we had some weird volatility here, but usually it's like you got to have it run out of gas for a minute. Like it takes a while for this to roll over because everyone's not watching the market as close as we are every day. They're like, oh, I heard the market pumped yesterday. Did it? Well, maybe I'll call my broker tomorrow. Oh, well, how about Wednesday? You get what I'm saying? Like they're not on it like we are. We're inevitably early. So it feels like to us, oh man, the pump just happened or the momentum's gonna slow down. But when a big move happens like this, that momentum takes a while to reverse, y'all. It takes a while, you know. This is Ethereum's never got that big. This is actually the RS. This is not the money flow. This is the green RSI. This red line is the money flow. And so, like, you know, it takes some time for this to, everyone's wondering, there was some news about BlackRock doing something on Ethereum. Like, everyone's wondering, is this the real pump? Maybe that's why ETH is, you know, it looked like ETH went up and just already pulled back a little bit. Let's see. A little bit. ETH had a quick pump. And ETH had that pump. Pull back. It's going to look like one of these wicks over here. Look at this. Woo, that was a big pump in ETH. Good call out on that. But what do it mean? Right? To me, it don't mean nothing unless Bitcoin does something. All ETH pumps are fake unless Bitcoin goes along for the ride. That's how I look at it. That's pretty much how I look at all these damn altcoins. Except for me, there's some rare exceptions, like Virtual screwed me, right? Those AI coins are pumping out of any move to the upside. They would pump 10 times as much as the Bitcoin move. But look, see? You see? It didn't want to get over that. It not. We don't have a red dot yet on the 10-minute. But it's not, it doesn't want it. Here's the 5-minute Christmas tree lights. But it didn't just bust straight through it, though. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of money on this support and resistance line right here. There was a firefight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of volatility, volume there. Someone's fighting there. This is the battlegrounds on this line here. And they push through, and the bears are winning. This would have been, okay, when I talk about the scalping strategy, boy, this is what I wish I had been doing into the weekend. right? So check it out. We would have had a 1 hour. 1 hour would have been red, right? Like this here, right? We didn't talk about the scalping strategy today, and it just gave us the beautiful, and this is Bitcoin. I don't even usually scalp Bitcoin, but like it gave us the beautiful. You would, if you did the 10-minute strategy, right? The 1 hour, 10-minute strategy, you would have sold every red and basically closed or bought every green, right? I wouldn't even try to go long. I would just pick one direction. So it would come down. You would let's say you didn't even catch it till this first one. You had to wait till that red dot appeared whenever it happened. There's no way of knowing really for sure, right? So basically, you would have just got in, got out, right? Well, I'll point it down here. Got out, got in, got out, got in, got out, got in, got out. You would have been 5, 6, 7, 8 trades all the way down making money. And hell, you could have kept doing it here. You know what I'm saying? You would have had a couple little shenanigans right there, but ultimately you would have caught the big move, right? You would have got out, got in, back, and then you would have caught the big move, right? And you've been shorting this bad boy all the way down until finally you caught a green dot here, in which case, maybe you wouldn't have got back on this one. Maybe you would have, but maybe you wouldn't have because you would have made a nice run this whole way, and you're like, I'm not gonna press my luck, But then you could have got back in, maybe still played it. It's just like, if you're available to sit there and do that because you want to watch it if you're doing that, right? My play on this one was, okay, Bitcoin pumped against me on Thursday. A little bit of pie in my face. However, I wasn't shorting Bitcoin. I was shorting altcoins. So the only one that hung me up was Ethereum. And, that was just a percentage of the, that wasn't my whole, on Ethereum here, I'm down $17. Yay. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm up 200 something, 93 something, 30, 278, 98, 125, 994, 83. It's not the amount of money. It's just the relative amount of money, right? 156, 132. So this is why I like a diversified basket. Sure, I thought ETH would be a little more bearish. However, ETH is not very volatile anyways compared to these coins, So it is what it is. I just feel like I got a little cushion. If I'm wrong and I give all this shit back, I'll feel stupid perhaps. But at least I'm on the right side of it right now. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have lost hella much. Bitcoin would have to pump. Seriously. The bearish thesis would have to be over. That was it. We had a bearish weekend. We're off to the races again. Could it happen? It could. I have a hunch that our worst case scenario is we fill this gap. Let me go back. Hunch is the worst case scenario is we fill this gap and then come back down. That's my hunch. That's harder to say when it comes to the TA. A little bit harder to say because in reality that might not even happen. I don't know. I'm looking at the 8 hour here, smoothing out a little bit here, which is expected. But we're looking at a bear div a bear div on a 12 hour is kind of big, man. It's kind of big. But again, we could get a scam wick at 4 a.m. this morning, right when the stock market opens. Here's the thing about, I called this out too. I need to call this out too. On the NASDAQ, on the pre-market, remember I showed you guys this one here. I know Neogen gave it a thumbs up or a fire or something in the Discord. This one shows you the after hours. So let me zoom in a little bit. So on the weekend, not so much, right? Because it's the weekend. But this will appear at some point tonight, I believe. This is the NQ1 exclamation point. Put this on your trading view chart. This is going to show you the after hours in the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ's actually closed more than it's open, right? So you see the non-highlighted part, dark purple, the background color, this is when it was open. See, 8 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever, right? So 7 a.m. to 3. And then this is the after hours. And you're going to see that Bitcoin sometimes kind of follows this after hours. Gives you a little bit of a clue when the market's going to open, what's going to happen. So it's a little bit confusing here because this is Friday, right? There's Friday and then ends here. It's not open on Friday, on the weekend. So at some point this is going to open and the candle will be right next to it. And so you'll have to, it'll confuse you a little bit, but it'll be blue. And the blue highlight will be here. And then we're going to see if it starts it won't actually start up. This one will always connect. This one should not have gaps because it's the E-minis futures. So CME E-minis futures, right? So actually it might open here at 3 o'clock our time, which would be, when the CME opens. So anyways, you're going to get to see this movement. And so what happens is if you see the pre-market open hella high, a lot of times it'll dump in the open. Or if it starts hella low, it'll pump. If it's even, telling necessarily based upon just that alone. But that's what happened on Friday here. it was open like, I don't know where it opened here and it came down. And one of these it opened high. I called it out. Maybe it was Thursday. Anyways, I would add this to your chart. The NQ1 exclamation point. We're not trading off it. We're just trying to get a clue on what the NASDAQ's doing after hours. That's what it's telling you, right? Because this looks like the NASDAQ just gapped up here in the morning, but we would have seen that price action on this ticker. See, we would have seen, this is the after hours, that ticker would have happened. So, anyway, you don't necessarily need it, but that shows you that. So, anyways, all right, y'all. Appreciate you sticking me with this long. I know I've been dragging on here, but shit, I was going to do this anyways when you guys weren't on here. But now, I'm going to go get some food, watch this Warriors game later on tonight, and we're going to get it popping. Actually, I'm going to go do my workout. I'm fully vested, as they say. I'm fully loaded. My bags are packed. Appreciate everybody who participated in the game. And next week, same time, 12 o'clock noon, to come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée on Sunday. So the official show name, I'm calling it the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée on Sunday. Especially the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée. And more hot stuff is coming, y'all. I'm just getting warmed up, man. We just getting started here. So that's what's popping. Everyone have a great week. It's the new start of a new week, man. And make sure you show a lot of love to everybody who shows you some love too. All right, y'all. I'll holla at y'all later. Let's close this bad boy down. Peace.